Hello. Oh, I like that. I like this song. Okay, that's like a little intro. Okay, if you guys are wondering what this video is going to be about, it's going to get started with Maya. Now you can find some tutorials on 3dbuzz.com. You know, you just register for free, absolutely nothing to lose, and get some background information on Maya. I was watching one of the Unity tutorials, but I hear the question a lot as to, can my computer run Maya? What's your computer? I want to run Maya, I want to render it. Okay, this is basically what I have. It's a Gigabyte GA970A DS3. It's a kind of cheaper board. It's got Windows 7, obviously, an AMD 8-core processor, 3.6 megahertz, about 8 gigs right now of hard RAM, and a GT 520 graphics card. Not too bad. I mean, it's about a $400 computer, probably a little more, probably quite a bit more, because I forgot I added a new power supply unit. But anyways, we're not here to talk about computers. Kind of are, but kind of aren't. So as you can tell, you can kind of base them off that specification. You know, maybe a little bit lower, and you still won't have too much problems. But it really depends on what you're going to do in Maya. And the second question is that some people have when they're first starting out, looking at all these 3D softwares, is, well, how do I get Maya, or should I get 3ds Max? And I'll show you right on the Maya website, or Autodesk website, sorry. You come down here and you go into student softwares, and I'll actually show you. Log into mine. It probably won't do it automatically. Yes, it will. Awesome. So, and once it logs in right here, I'm going to my software, and as you can see, I have 3ds Max that I have not downloaded again. It's on my new computer. This is my new computer, but I have Maya and Mudbox, and I have those two somewhat right here. Maya and Mudbox, and you can get them for free, and it's a 3-year license. So go ahead, guys, try to copy those. They won't work because I already got them, and they're already on from me, and I probably just blur it out when I edit this video anyways. But you can get them for free every 3 years, and they come out with a new one every year. So basically, until they don't make one for 4 years, you're good. Okay, and I'll answer the second question. What's different about Maya and Max? Because I've used both. They both do the same thing, but the way that they're laid out is kind of different. Okay, as you can see, Maya has all these drop-down menus galore. This one's a drop-down menu. It changes most of these up here. This is the real difference. Maya, you have menus that you use. Max, you have keyboard shortcuts. I like to use Maya. Why? Is because to do the same things, most of them are in a menu together to be more efficient. Okay, instead of learning how many, look at these, how many of all these different actions you have to have a keyboard shortcut. It's not impossible. You can actually create your own keyboard shortcuts in Maya and Max. And Maya is not so much as easy as Max is. But let's say I'm modeling, I just pull these two menus off, and I usually use 2 screens. I'm on my 42-inch TV right now. I usually use dual screens at my school. You just put these onto the other screen. They're always there, and you can already see I have one up from my when I'm at school. It automatically pulls this up, my component editor, and it's usually on one of the screens. I have 2 screens on. Usually it's the right screen. I like to model on the left. Any way you want it, though. Okay, so let's just take a look. You'll probably start off in this screen, and I'll just go over the basics of what Maya is. It's 3D modeling software, obviously. Okay, well, everyone kind of knows that. Press 5 just to get the shader. Come on. Well, what is a 3D modeling software? Okay, as you see, I can switch this between having invisible walls to having shaded walls. Okay, now what every 3D modeling software is basically it has points in space. This is a vertex, and then this is an edge and a face. Okay, and it takes all these into account. This is what I mean. It takes them into account. It is in a virtual space, and I'm gonna. This vertex on the x-axis is at 0.500, 0.500 for the y, and 0.500 for the z. The alpha is 100. Normal x is unshared. Now you might not know most of these are normal y, normal z, unshared. These first three are pretty important. The alpha, really not important. I mean, that just means it's visible. Okay, alpha is like 0. It's invisible. These are just points. Okay. Now if we go to edge, look at that. There's 2 points. This point and this point. It doesn't care about the edge. It just cares about those 2 vertices. So actually, I'll just select those two. Basically selecting the same thing. Okay, except for this one's at negative 0.500 on the z. Okay. Now each one of these has a value. Okay. And that's how you actually get your shader. And as you've seen before, I can switch it like that. They still have their values. They're just not. They don't have anything between those values. If you know what I'm saying. It's actually shaded with what we call, for the ease of terms, Lambert 1 is the default shader. Okay, and I probably have a bunch, but nope. Lambert 1. Everything here is going to be shaded with Lambert 1. I'm going to hit 5 again so you can see it. Okay, it's basically when they're making the software, what is easy to see. Okay, and I think Max has a couple different ones you can, I'm just going to exit out of these. You can change the color till maybe, let's just say, let's have it blue. See, look at that. It's just the color of what it's going to be. Now you can get more complex once you actually get it modeled, like something modeled. You can do, let's give it a car paint, and I'm gonna go to object mode, and I want to apply this. So now when this is a car paint, it looks red. But remember, it's painting between those vertices. It's not really anything there, actually. That's basically what it is. See, I can zoom in, and I can see the other side of the wall right here. Okay, and I'll just render this real quick, and it won't take very long. I might not actually even have a light in this place. I'm just gonna create a light. And we're going to render up. I might actually not even metal ray. There we go. Render current frame. And this won't take very long. Really, metal ray? You're not wanting to work today. Thank you. I thank you very much. Anyways, if this doesn't work again, I'm going to kick Maya in the butt. I don't know why this wouldn't work. Huh. Unless I assign something wrong. But we really don't care about that right now. Base color, ambient. Let's put it as like a lighter red. Okay. Polycube 1. Render settings. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, it really doesn't matter. I'll open up something else and I'll show you a render. This is my battleship that I made. Okay. Now you can see this doesn't look too weird. I'll go ahead and render it though. You'll be surprised. It's all shiny. Okay. It's called Metal Ray, if you didn't know, but oops, we'll go back to that default. Oopsies, I don't want to open a new one. Okay, we'll just go back to the default new scene. And, you probably start off here, just tap spacebar and whichever one you want. I know. You'll get there. Okay, I'm just gonna make a new. I'm gonna create polygon primitives, a cube. Now that you know that all this is basically points in a virtual space, okay? And what it renders is a basically a shader. Oh, there we go. Haha. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty dark. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get another light in here or something. Maybe push that back. But when it renders, it actually renders what the object is. Okay. Now, if I were to, well, let's just say delete this face. Okay. It technically no longer wants to put something onto that face. Okay. It's kind of complicated to learn. I don't think it was, but some people have a hard time. Okay, now you see it's rendering all those sides, but what it's saying is I don't have anything within these coordinates. I'm not in a shade. It's not a wall, basically. It's not what we call a face. And I could extrude or push these. I could go over to my polygons, go to edit mesh, extrude, and then it will extrude everything. It'll make this a face. And then we'll see what this does to it. We'll render it. And as you see, they're paper thin because they're just points. They're thinner than paper. They're just one little micro cell thing big. Okay, let's say I wanted to create that face again. Well, I would just go in there, I'd create it, and it'd fill it in. And basically for Maya, and Max, these are what they do. Nothing too hard to understand. That these are just virtual points, virtual like vertices. Oops. Why do I keep on doing that? We'll go to vertex. Okay. Just a placement within this 3D space that, if done correctly, you can fill that space in with a color, and you can make some pretty good things. And then you can animate them, and you can render them. You see some of those, but yep. Basic difference between this and Max is this one has drop-down menus that give you, like, you can merge stuff, merge vertices. You can delete edges, you can extrude, as you've seen me. You can get some of your component editors, your attribute editors, all these, and you can actually move them. Like, I can take my attribute editor, look at that, just throw it. Maybe I want it over here, just throw it right over there. Or maybe I want it back, I'll throw it back over here. Or I just don't want it at all, I'll just press it. If I want it again, go to Windows, Attribute Editor, and it'll pop up where it was last. Or if I just want to minimize it, or pull it out again, just do that. Oops, come on. There we go. And I can actually, make it bigger, kind of shrink it down to the normal size. But with Maya, there are some limitations that it can't do that Max can. Max has shortcuts for everything. Like, you've seen how I extruded. Well, in 3ds Max, you'd take an edge, I hit W, and instead of pulling this and having this happen, to extrude, you'd hit Shift. Now, hitting Shift adds absolutely nothing in this. But that's how you'd basically, I'll show you how we do it in Maya here. Well, let's hit Extrude. And then it shows these kind of weird coordinates that you can pull off of these. Now you can hit W and you can get pretty straightforward, straight, back, up, down, left and right from the actual axis. But and people ask, how do you model? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. You can model millions of ways. The first way, second way I already showed you is this way, and then you can actually model like a skin texture, but we'll go over that in the next video. because this one's 14 minutes long.